Good afternoon, everybody. It's Friday the 12th of June. Another week has gone by very rapidly. And so really an update from BALPPA on what we've learned and what's happened during this week. So after our last call last Friday, or this call or this message, we had some information through about the recategorisation on the government website of some or all of our attractions, which we viewed in a couple of different ways. One, that government has listened that we're not all in the same boat. We're all different types of attractions. The negative thing is that it could mean that they could separate us for starting dates. The answers to that we just don't know at this stage. We are working on the premise that the majority of our attractions can open on the 4th of July, and we are working towards that. And as that is only 3 weeks away now, it's something a lot of people are putting a lot of work into. Good news this week. Good news that came through was the opportunity from the 15th of June for zoos and safari parks to open. So good luck to them. Hopefully they are in a position to open as soon as they can. We will support them in that. And I think we had a number of those operators on calls this week. So we had a couple of really interesting calls and Zoom calls this week, which I think on a Thursday I'd encourage people to go on if you want to listen to what businesses are doing. Some great testimony from Southend-on-Sea, who've been open for 3 weeks in various capacities. Really interesting to see public sentiment, how that works. Face coverings, are they wearing the same that they did when they first came out? No, they're not. Are they doing the same social distancing, which has got a real momentum this week? You will see it in every newspaper of trying to reduce it. Whether the government do or not, I think the medical case is difficult, but is proven in other countries. The operational distance that people are using is way below 2 metres, heading towards the 1 metre. And if people are comfortable in your environment, then I think that will be something that they need to be aware of, but they may not stick to as strictly as they first did, as we've learned elsewhere. So what are we waiting for this week? Well, we spent a lot of time this week on discussions with, as we always do, with flexible furlough, with those types of things, protocols, reopenings. Now this week, either today, Friday, or early next week, we should get the flexible furlough detail we've been waiting for, which will be crucial for our businesses to understand how they might be able to staff their attractions going forward. The reopening protocols and procedures that we've fed into should be coming back through DCMS back to us. We had a health and safety executive on a call this week. Really good to hear from them, so that there are no shocks, surprises, showstoppers. We are doing what they expect us to do, so a very collaborative approach, and we will hopefully take that forward with them as well. And I think we also are waiting this week, and again it is actually waiting for these protocols, as an accreditation with Visit Britain about making our attractions COVID safe and how we do that and the procedures for that. So there's an awful lot we are waiting for this week. Seem to say that every week, but there is a lot of paperwork to come through as we get closer to opening. One of the big problems that a lot of people are facing, and it's getting more and more of a problem because it isn't being sorted out, is the rent issue. Now, there's nothing concrete. There are a lot of discussions. There's a code of practice being worked on through UK Hospitality, which involves tenants, landlords, and the government. It is proving hard to get through. We have a couple of people who are sitting on that and trying to feed back into it. Really, the areas that we are trying to focus on is getting a further debt moratorium, debt enforcement moratorium, to extend that even further. But more importantly, a lot of businesses have built up debt through this closed period, and for them to open and then continue to get to pile on debt isn't sustainable. So there has to be a separation between the current rent debt and future rent going forward. So that's being worked on. I think that's going to get higher and higher up the list as we go on. Couple of quick notices as well before I finish, just to say that the 5th of July is the 72nd birthday of the NHS. Now, wouldn't it be lovely if we could get the majority of our attractions open and celebrate that? That will be something we will mention to the government. I know they are keen to make a special note of it, even though it's not one of those magical round figures or mid-decade figures for a birthday, but an opportunity that perhaps some of our attractions can think about. Appreciate that people have got to think about getting open first rather than thinking about that, but there is a long-term benefit to how we deal with that. And one slight downside this week, we've just heard today that the government has reversed its decision on allowing AGCs, adult gaming centres. A lot of those are members of our sister organisation, BACTA. I will try and find out. They've reversed the decision on opening on the 15th of June and put that back. I don't know exactly to when, and I'm not sure there's a cogent argument as to why. I'm going to try and find out a little bit more about that and maybe put it on tonight's message after I've had a chat with John White at BACTA. So I'll leave it there for this week. A lot of information being awaited, or we are waiting for, and hopefully by the end of next week we'll have all that in place, and certainly as soon as anything comes out we will distribute it. So I hope you have a great week. Those preparing for opening, good luck with everything, and if there's anything we can do to help, please contact us. So goodbye till next week. Bye bye.